what services do you regularly use and how would you rate them?
Use transport quite a lot, and I say that transport was good in my area, but the prices are too high. So I'd give it a low rating on price.
I use public transport quite a bit. They're never on time.
I know. They always come in twos.
They're generally bad-mannered, rude services.
Exactly.
Bad-mannered bus drivers, and I don't mean to be stereotypical of bus drivers because I would hate to be a judgmental person, but they don't. It seems like you're doing them a favour. Like all the time, they think that the world owes them everything when they're driving a bus that they get paid to drive.
Is that not generally around the word services? People like public and private services, they're offering a service to us, and as young people, they're offering us a service, but we're made to feel like very thankful for them giving us the service when it's their job, and it's not as if we're being bad mannered. We'll always say please and thank yous, but at the same time, I don't know, I certainly feel like I'm a burden.
You might get a thank you from them.
No, I say thank you. Every time I get off the bus, I say thank you.
But you don't get anything from them. Sometimes you do.
You usually get a grunt. Like on the bus to college in the morning, I'll say thank you and you'll go thanks, alright, see you later, bye. And it's never like...
And a smile would be nicer. Yeah. It's nice to smile, it's hello.
I don't... If I think about like services, I think about like libraries and community centres as a young person. I don't tend to sort of go to those sort of places because they're not youth specific.
They're not young people friendly.
They're not young people friendly, but sort of community centres and where there's youth specific events are a good thing. I think there should be more of. But at the same time, there's not any facilities to have our own.
This is a good example of a community centre where young people are welcomed and they're listened to for what they want to. I mean, like through you meet the chairman Danny, and we all attend management committees for the centre.
Is that Danny off the Broad Street?
Used to meet him there now, yeah. And they listen to us completely. Like, if we have like if we say well we'd like this in the community centre, they'll get it for us.
But I think having a community centre where young people are welcomed is great. But having a centre that is solely for young people would just be better. Like it would be fantastic.
If there was, but it's important that we're a part of the community as well, which is why we should have both.
Yes, but if there is like a sole Pacific building, like the youth house in Norway, that was one of its main roles was for youth work and not young people fitting into the agenda. The young people setting the agenda.
Well, we all went to Norway with the Fife Youth Forum, and their youth centre was designed by young people. They were given the funding to do so, and it was entirely youth specific.
Young volunteers, like Project Scotland volunteers.
But at the same time, it is to sort of integrate with other members of the community and perhaps older people. But it's not to say that they can't integrate with us. And I don't know, I'd certainly open arms to people who wanted to visit any sort of youth house or youth events to see what was going on.
Definitely.
What difference do you think you and your friends could make to delivering and planning services?
Personally, I think if we were asked more as a young person how to benefit services, then I think we'd be able to benefit them more if we were asked for our ideas on delivering change to public and private services. But because we're not asked, we can't really change.
I'd say that young people are asked, but in small focus groups, and are not representative of the entire, not nearly as representative of the entire young people's community.
It's one group of young people or two people within a pupil council, for example, at a school that are asked, that might not feed back.
And they're giving their own opinions because they're not really getting a collective view or consultant or
personal opinion.
Yeah.
Which is perhaps where there's maybe like scope for young people's representatives, for instance like the Scottish Youth Parliament and the Fife Youth Forum, if they were to go and consult with other young people and that was their role, and services were engaged with these representatives and MSYPs, and perhaps that would be a way to
definitely
to gather young people's views. But
if we engage more with the community as well, we'd be